Hey everybody. So I think the last video would have been better. It was a little less thought out, but I realized I was wearing a hoodie that identified my work, and I want to make sure it's put out there that these views are mine and mine alone. I do not represent my company in any way, shape, or form. I'm making this video during my lunch hour, so I'm not in any way involving my company in this. So this one might be not as exciting as the last one because I was pretty worked up on the last one and it kind of vented out. But wanted to discuss with you guys on this YouTube channel and with my whole 2 subscribers and on Facebook my disdain, my being mad about what took place in the Capitol last week. I do not support in any way, shape, or form the mobsters, and I call them mobsters because they are a group of violent criminals, and that's the definition of mobsters from everything that I could find. Violent group of criminals. They committed a crime by breaking in. There was more than 2 of them, and they were violent enough that 14 officers were injured and 1 killed. So, I'm calling them mobsters. I made a post, just a real quick, the quick version of this. The Facebook page that I follow posted, "Pray for the cops in Washington, D.C. They're bringing in thousands of them for the inauguration. We're hoping that nothing crazy happens." I wrote a response, quick synopsis of basically, hey, Trump is basically conceded, and I got a million. He didn't concede. He didn't say he lost. He basically did when he said, hey, there will be a smooth transition of power, blah, blah, blah. So we got that. And then I wrote, I don't think anything will really happen. He's basically conceded. He's going to transfer power. I don't think the crazies are going to be out in force. And honestly, the major instigators of this are they're out of circulation because, hopefully a lot of them are in jail. I got blasted on Facebook. I'm a communist, liberal, blah, 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 non-law enforcement supporting person, everything, just everything. And this is where I'm saying that on my last video, if I didn't post it to Facebook, but it's on YouTube, I basically said the Conservative Party is losing me. And they are. I'm not going to vote liberal. I'm not going full crazy, but, as far as being an actual full-fledged member of the GOP, you're losing me because these people think it's okay. They think it's okay that for months they were blasting Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and all these other groups that were involved in the protests over the summer. They're blasting them for the damage, the killing, the violence. They're just blasting them for it. But now that it's their cause, it's suddenly somehow okay that this group of people did this. And I disagree. I think when you sit there and you blast people for being violent, for destroying property, for all this stuff, and then you go and do it, that makes you worse than them because you are not only the same as them for doing it, but you're a hypocrite. And you're a hypocrite if you support these people doing this. 100%. I wrote down a couple of the best responses. And those of you here on Facebook that know me, you know how much I support law enforcement, but this is what I get. Do you really want to go there on how cops are treated? Question mark, exclamation point. Do you really want to compare how our side treat cops and how your side treats them? Where was your almighty care for Leo when your socialist liberal kind were killing Leo all summer? But wait, good God, the hypocrisy. Wasn't it the Democrats that wanted to defund law enforcement officers? Yeah, they were. And I don't support that either. I think we should be giving them more money. But I digress. And then one of my favorites is a Veterans Administration employee in New York. I'm not going to say his name, but I do have the screenshots in case it ever happens. Said, "Pog, am I right?" Pog, for those of you that don't know, is a derogatory term for anybody that's not infantry or combat arms in the military. It's persons other than grunt. It's some sort of way to insult a person's service to our country because, they might not have been on the front lines or whatever. So he's trying to insult me. This is a Veterans Administration guy. So he's basically saying that to him, nobody's service matters, or in their opinions don't mean anything unless they're a combat arms, combat vet. Just saying. That's what he believes. Because should it matter if I'm a POG or not? Which, by the way, I wasn't. I was an infantry soldier when I was in the Army. So there's that. I did not go to Iraq or Afghanistan. I got out before all that started. So please don't, start thanking me for my service or anything like that. I am not a combat veteran, but I was infantry when I was in. And then, yes, I'm a little overweight. I think we can all tell. So I said, thanks for Facebook stalking. And he wrote, "Stalking, you put yourself out there, lunchbox." Because if you go to this guy's profile, all it is him going live on Facebook and him working out. And he ain't even in that good a shape. But I digress again. So, guys, here's how it breaks down. Until this crap is fixed, to where the majority, the vast majority of the GOP, the vast majority of the people out there find it hypocritical that it's okay for one group to cause violence and murder and kill, but not the other, I'm done. I'm done. I will not on Facebook, on Twitter, on any kind of social apps that I'm on these videos. I will not blanket help the Republicans anymore. If it is a issue that means something to me personally, I'll still talk about it, post about it, whatever. But you guys have lost my support when you think it's okay for this to happen. When you think it not only okay, you think it's good that it happened. And then because somebody doesn't 100% agree with you, and I support the law enforcement. I support the law enforcement that were there that day. I support the law enforcement that dealt with the BLM Antifa. I support the law enforcement in the little towns that none of it ever happened in. But because I don't 100% agree with you, I'm a liberal commie, basically not worth my time because, he assumes that I was not a combat arms vet, whatever. So maybe you guys should sit down and think about this. Think about where you're taking the party and, deal with it, because you've lost my support and you're going to lose a lot of other people's.